All right, guys, let's see if we can change some minds. What's up next on the low, Mia?
Okay, next we're going to be talking about how a private donor is sending funds to South Dakota so they can send National Guard troops down to the Texas border. This is happening in SIOUX Falls, South Dakota. Governor Noem announced she is sending 50 members of the South Dakota National Guard to Texas to help secure the border. The move comes after Texas Governor Gregg Abbot asked for help. While governors do send help to other states, the announcement is unusual in that the deployment will be paid for by a billionaire Republican donor. If President Biden won't secure the border and stop the crime that's affecting our state, then we will, Noem said in a video clip on her Twitter page. It's unclear when and exactly where the South Dakota National Guard members will be deployed in Texas. In her initial statement, the governor indicated the deployment would last somewhere between 1 to 2 months. Republican governors from Arkansas, Florida, Nebraska, and Iowa have all committed to sending law enforcement officers or National Guard troops for border security. And at this point, it appears South Dakota is the only state using private funding. The money specifically comes from a foundation run by Tennessee billionaire Willis Johnson, who founded Copart, an international auto salvage company, and the author of a book titled Junk to Gold. Willis told Kilolin News he's considering giving money to Texas and Florida, but decided they are bigger states and had enough money. So he reached out to South Dakota.
Guys, I'm not sure it's even constitutionally legal. Once you have a private citizen hiring the state military, that's no longer we call those mercenaries. Like
mercenaries.
Our National Guard is not mercenaries.
When they send mercenaries into places overseas to do dirty shit that they don't want the army to be accused of.
Right.
Well, it looks like they're going for a loophole. Federal law would prohibit donors from directly subsidizing federal military activities, but it does not govern funding of state National Guard units. So, while obviously, ethically speaking, it's probably not something that was ever intended to be allowed to happen, it's not specifically prohibited. Kind of like a dog playing basketball.
Good point.
Yeah.
Well, Air Bud, but good point.
Me as a military guy, I don't give a fuck what they say. I'm not going to our border because some fucking rich dickhead in Tennessee says so. And it said in that article too that they're there to be focused on observing and reporting. So they're being fucking hall monitors, like flashlight cops.
Right. On our performative, 100% performative. There's nothing they can do.
What can 50 people do on the border? It's like 3,000-mile border. It's the dumbest thing. I'm gonna say 50 are the best. Get the fuck out of here.
It's like what Crystal said somewhere up there. She said because 50 untrained troops are going to make a huge difference.
Yeah.
50 untrained National Guard troops are going to make a huge difference.
Like, I have no problem with other governors helping out other people's states when there's a crisis, right? Mm-hmm. Even though I don't agree with this crisis, the border is really a crisis. It's just it's a false flag type of thing, which I don't like using that term, but this truly is. But to have the problem is when it's privately funded.
Mm-hmm. That's the
only problem I have with this. Yep. It's unconstitutional. I think it's illegal. I don't give a shit about state loopholes. We all know that sounds like bullshit. It don't pass the bullshit smell test.
Yes. It makes Democratic State Senator Reynold Nasiba uncomfortable as well.
Right.
He says members of the National Guard are not mercenaries, like Boyce said earlier. Mm. And he also says it appears to him that the deployment is for partisan political purposes.
Of course. Just creating a narrative. You're asking for lawsuits out your ass if you do that.
Oh, yeah.
Let those people go shoot one person on that border.
Do you guys want to hear what the billionaire said?
Oh, I'd love
his explanation of the phone call. I thought, I will call Kristi Noem. I gave her a call and tell her what I do. She said, well, let me go to legal and see what we can do. And she got back and her legal department said, okay. And my legal department, my accountant, and my legal counsel, my attorney aide, if they say it's okay, then it's okay.
Clearly.
Then they got back with me, and if you do the donation, then we have to, by law, we have to tell them who donated the money. I said, that's okay. I don't care. So they did, and then it happened. This guy's a thinker.
Yeah, these people I pay to tell me yes, sir, are saying yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
Fucking the thought process. Well, if they said it's okay, it must be perfectly legal. Like, but yeah, so I just think that if this actually even happens, which I'm very skeptical that happens. Let's just play devil's advocate. They're boots on the ground. There's 50 people.
Mhm.
We're gonna secure like 50 miles. Like,
They're not even going to
Right.
secure 50 miles. They're going to watch people cross the border and then tell on them.
there gonna be some snitches, like some bitches.
She said, and then tell on them. Yeah, that's
They're gonna be-
accurate. That's exactly what's gonna
What are you doing here? I'm a border snitch. I'm telling you, this is a lawsuit waiting to happen.
happen. Wouldn't the billionaire be liable in that sense?
That's the problem. We don't know. Which I would say yes, because you funded it.
Yes.
That's why
They
the
are
US
there
government-
because of you.
Yeah, and the U.S. government can't be sued by the citizens. That's why they have this thing set up that way, so they can't be sued for liability, for liable.
Yep.
Private citizen, though.
Mm.
So I think that this guy will be a fool to do this because he's going to set himself up for a huge lawsuits. I'm okay with that, but I don't want to see people lose their lives to prove my point. But yeah, guys, so thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. And like always, go read a fucking book, will ya?
Read a book.